I'm going to show you how to use some different elements to create the snowman: zooming, duplicating, scaling, rotating, and changing some colors. So in our little snowman guy that we have so far, I want to add some eyes and maybe his nose and some arms. So to do that, first thing we need to do is zoom in. Probably the easiest way to zoom in is if you hold down the Alt key and use your scroller wheel, you can zoom in quite a bit. If you don't like hotkeys, you can always go just to the zoom tool here. You got plus or minus, so I can just mouse click to zoom in or minus to zoom out, or you can also just type in the dimensions up there however you want. You might need this hand tool to move it around, or you can just use the space, hold down the space bar, and it goes automatically to that tool on there and everything. Okay, so we're going to add some eyes. So once again, we're going to grab that ellipse tool, and I'm going to come up here and maybe just click and choose a color, and just go ahead and click and drag to make my object. If you want to make it a perfect circle, you can hold down Shift while you do that. So now I can just take that and just move it to where I want it to go. First problem I'm seeing, it's not going in front. So that tells me it's a layer issue. So come back over to my layers, and first thing I'll just name that, and then just drag that layer up one so that it pops out in front on there, and that'll get it in front there. If I want to duplicate that, easiest way is hold down the Alt key and left mouse click and drag, and you can get duplication of that on there. So that's kind of a nice way. Or you can right mouse click on any layer and duplicate that way, and then just move it with that move tool to where you want it to go. But I don't want that extra one. I'm just going to click on that and just delete it, make it go away, and that'll give me my eyes. So you can continue to go in. Maybe I'll add some buttons or a nose. If I want to do a nose, that would probably be a little bit different. So maybe instead I grab the rectangle tool. There are ways to do other things like cones, but right now we'll stay away from that. So we'll go ahead and click, and then maybe choose orange. And one thing that happened is as soon as I did that, you'll notice it changed the color of my eye because I was still on that layer. So in order to get rid of that, you can press Command Z or just click on the undo to get rid of that. So in this case, it's probably best to just kind of draw my nose on there and then add the color into that spot, and now it should be good. Okay, well, I got it in there, but I don't want it to be straight. I want to rotate it a little bit. So a couple ways you can rotate it. And with your move tool, you can either go out to one of the corners and rotate it, or you can also, there's a little circular thing that you can kind of pull around, and then you just have to confirm it or not confirm it, and then you can kind of position that where you want it to go. So that's a quick way to rotate it. You can also scale things from there. You go out to a corner, you can also make things bigger or smaller, and then once again you need to confirm it when you're done with that item on there. The last thing I want to show you is just if you decide you want to change colors of items, you can just click on the item. You need to go back into that tool, and then you have to come up and either change it up here to a different color, and right now I'm clicking on another color but nothing's working. On these shapes, they act a little bit different. You actually have to click on the little gray area in the layer, and then you can go ahead and choose the color that you want to change it to. So if I want to change that other eyeball, I have to click directly on that gray area, and then I can grab my selection tool to grab my rectangle, and then I can click on it to try and match it back up. Okay, and that's about it.